professional team set out on one of the most amazing and interesting journeys in men's fishing.
It took 6 days. Let's see what we had there.
There, of course, everyone comes here hoping to catch a trophy. There are 2 trophies in the ocean that anglers chase with casting: GT and specifically yellowfin tuna, weighing 50 kilograms or more. And often people come to me and say, well, Mikhail, we want to catch a trophy. But when a tuna weighing 10 to 15 kilograms bites, they realize that this is already a trophy for them. Nice one.
Fishing in the Maldives is a real hunt in the ocean, especially when we fish by casting, throwing the lure and retrieving it across the water.
And at that moment, a tuna attacks. It's one thing, for example, to cast where there's a feeding frenzy and you can see the fish feeding.
But it's a whole different thing when you know that out there, in the calm water, something is swimming beneath the surface. The water is smooth. You play the popper, making splashes, and suddenly a tuna bursts out, hits it, grabs it, and dives.
It's comparable to real hunting. Absolutely unbelievable.
Shut up. You know, got it. Let's plug it.
It's February 23rd, the day of the yellowfin tuna, which is caught by real men. It's small, but still nice, but it's nice. Why? How do I say that? Popper fishing is like hunting. You have to hook the fish properly. You have to watch closely. Sometimes you literally have just fractions of a second or maybe a single second to set the hook on the fish at that moment. Sometimes the tuna jumps out, it takes the popper well, and sometimes it comes flying right at you. In that case, you just need to reel in the line as fast as possible to set the hook on it too. but if it has swallowed the lure well, it might already be hooked. Usually, it comes at you and then dives down into the depths. At this point, it is interrupted, but there are also a lot of lost fish. For beginners, for example, the number of lost fish can be 70 to 80% out of all the bites.
How strong is it that it can't bite through?
A few moments later. Subtitle provided by Dimatorzok.
Sea fishing is quite a sporty, exhausting journey filled with a huge amount of emotion. I try to sense and listen to our guests who come here to understand what they want. Of course, if you want to catch a big fish, doing it in just one day is almost a fantasy. You simply have to get lucky. Many people do get lucky, of course, because there are lots of great fish of all kinds in our location. I always suggest to everyone not to spend all their time just casting and searching for tuna. If people really only have one day for fishing, for example, they come to the hotel with their family and kids, and if the ocean is calm and no one gets seasick, the whole family goes out together. The second option is fishing inside the atoll, where there are no waves at all. Naturally, whole families go out and fish together. I invite everyone to try fishing in this format. Just come. If you book 1 or 2 days, let's not set the goal of catching a trophy fish. You'll catch a variety of fish, plenty of them, and have a great time. We also offer a service like a barbecue on an uninhabited island with the fish you've caught. And of course, just to see the wild side of the Maldives, to swim on a beautiful reef with gorgeous coral sand where there's no one else around. So it's not a hotel experience, it's something different and interesting.
Do you teach people how to fish?
Yes, of course, we teach and demonstrate. There are some challenges, yes. Many people, especially when it comes to tuna, don't catch any fish at first. And often people are just watching. Since we're standing in the boat talking, maybe someone turns away to say something. And right at that moment, a tuna bites. I say, "You got a bite." He asks, "Where?" But by then there's nothing there anymore. And then they feel a jolt in their hand. Or sometimes the fish bites, but they drop the lure. Because there's this split second. You have to react instantly. You always have to keep your eyes on the lure, or it could just get eaten by sharks. There are a lot of sharks in the ocean, and these are truly dangerous sharks. Everyone says the Maldives are safe, and that's true. Reef sharks just swim up out of curiosity. So for a reef or oceanic shark, we're not food. But when there are a lot of tuna in the ocean, sharks follow the tuna schools and hunt. They're actively searching. They're hungry. They're, so to speak, furious predators. And if you fall overboard in the ocean where there are a lot of sharks, I think there's practically no chance of making it back on board. Our most recent story was when sharks ate a tuna weighing about 80 or 90 kilograms, but we still managed to retrieve its carcass.
Bogra! Give me the Bogra. Subtitles by Dimatorzok. Down.
Come on, come on.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's sit down. Come on, I love it.
And even the spine wasn't broken, so we pulled it out in one piece. It was as tall as I am. I'm about 1.76 m, and with the tail fin, the fish was even over 1.80 m. Amazing. These were oceanic longfin sharks. They're like serial killers. In fact, even Wikipedia says that These very sharks eat everything left in the ocean after shipwrecks. So basically, they kill people, everything.
Here comes the second one. It's coming, the second one is coming. Look how it's jumping. Fish, stupid fish, damn it. So who did I confuse here? Or here, no, what? All right, I get it now. The envy has started. Whoa, damn, now it's full on envy.
Come on.
That's just a fact. Damn it! Is he filming you? I was working hard here, caught a fish. And you, I don't even know what kind of joke that is. Look.
Here comes the green one.
Fish don't like the noise of engines, so the school breaks up. Every time we approach the atolls, the school immediately scatters. We turn off the engines and start drifting in the ocean. When it's completely quiet, the tuna come up and start taking the bait. We always go, well, let's say the ocean current flows, for example, from west to east. The fish usually swim against the current, maybe a bit to the right or left, so we circle around the school from above, from the western side, and then drift with the current, for example, toward the east. But as a rule, the current matches the direction of the wind. It's rare, but sometimes the wind can be a bit sideways, and then the drift is a little different. The boat moves differently, but that's not the point. So we always cast the lures with the wind and with the current, but we retrieve them against the current. It feels to us like we're pulling the lure toward ourselves. But if you look from above and say, another boat is drifting along with the current, you'll see that the lure basically lands in the same spot. And this fish is very annoying.
Yes. The hook. Watching this moment, I can't help but notice that the cameraman really does remind me of someone who's never been fishing before. Maybe it's the way he's holding the camera, or the look of anticipation on his face, almost like he's about to cast a line for the very first time. It's a bit endearing, honestly, seeing that kind of excitement and uncertainty.
Sometimes the tuna is inactive. Well, inactive by our standards, you know. That is, it's always active. It has a large food base, you see. For example, sometimes there's such an abundance of food that it rarely comes up to the popper. In such cases, we switch the lure to a smaller one and start using a sinking stick bait or something else. So at that moment, fishing becomes more difficult. And sometimes at that time, it will take a jig. In other words, we're always
ready to change our lure or tackle, but for the most part, tuna are very active. I'll repeat, we've had situations, yes, lots of casts, and we always say, who gets the most bites? Everyone asks who, the one who casts the most. That's excellent progress. Of course, sometimes you catch a sailfish, a cast with a popper gets a bite, a marlin bites, but that's extremely rare. Big wahoo bite, mahi-mahi too. But if you compare it to GT fishing, I've caught GTs too, you know, there. A 40 or 50 plus kilogram GT is a very serious, drawn out fight to reel in. But when people start catching yellowfin tuna, those attacks are insane and the fights are just wild with no rules. Well, with GTs, I respect that fish. I have nothing bad to say, but I don't know. For me, it just doesn't compare. But tuna, that's real hunting, real pursuit. Going for it. There it goes. Beer.
Does it ever happen that you don't catch any fish?
No, that never happens. If we're looking for big tuna, even then, when you catch one, sometimes it's not a large one. We catch tuna exclusively with Halco rust poppers, 195 millimeters long. That's, well, almost 20 centimeters. It's a pretty heavy popper that flies far. And since I live there with a constant stream of guests, we simply don't change the lure. We just change the colors. Sometimes the color makes a difference, but we don't switch the lure itself. Because if there's tuna around, that's it. It will go for this lure. With this lure, you can catch tuna from 3 kilograms up to over 100. So if we went out for a trophy catch and didn't get a trophy, we still caught other tuna, 10, 15, 20, even 25 kilograms. And by the way, tuna weighing up to 20 kilograms are great fighters and really let you feel the struggle. Look. Where you need to be. See how beautiful you pulled away, huh? What a beauty. Papa, this is what they call smoking a cigar. Damn.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. I totally agree with you, absolutely. I get it, and I'm on the same page as you are. There's no doubt in my mind, I really do see where you're coming from. I hear you, and I want you to know that I'm right there with you. 100%. Everything you said makes perfect sense to me, and I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I feel exactly the same way, and I just want to emphasize that I'm fully in agreement with everything you've mentioned. So, yes, I absolutely understand and agree with you, too. I'm just saying, come on. Yeah.
I'm trying to film, so. He hit, and then when he hit, he really hit. This is a bit more about tuna fishing, right? You're if you want to have a well-organized, awesome fishing trip with us, be sure to contact us in advance because many dates get booked up even a year or 6 months ahead. Our conditions for organizing fishing trips are that you must book hotels through us. This year there will be 7 hotels: Residence, 2 hotels, Pullman, Mercure, Raffles, Park Hyatt, and Ayada Hotel. Yes, the Robinson Hotel will also be added. All of these are located in the southern equatorial atoll, Huvadu Atoll. You can Google it to see what kind of atoll it is. So I'll be happy to welcome everyone. Come visit, make your reservations. Thank you so much for watching my latest film. I hope I shared and conveyed a lot of information. I hope you watched it all the way through because there was a lot of interesting information in this film. Not just about fishing.